Hello everyone, it's your literature party again. We are sorry for not being around for quite a time. We are fully back now. Today I'm making this video to talk about a book I recently read. It's written by Cameroonian writer Ahmadou Kourouma. His name is Ahmadou Kourouma, and the title of the text is Allah is Not Obliged. The text was originally written in French before it was translated into English. And this, of course, wasn't the first time I'm reading the text. This should be the second time I've read the text. And this time around, I was reading the text to write or prepare a study guide on the text. I also wanted to read other Ahmadou Kourouma's books like Sons of Independence, etc., etc. But one thing I find captivating and intriguing about this particular one, Allah is Not Obliged, is its storytelling style. I find the storytelling style interesting. It was told, the story itself was told from the perspective of a child with limited word experience, limited education, limited linguistic repertoire. So it's actually very relatable, and it is simplified at best. So you see a child talking about the iniquities of the world, about a whole lot of atrocities all around him, about his own complicity in this web or melting points of, melting pot of atrocities. And it's actually, I find that very interesting. Even though at some point there is the application of authorial intrusion, where the author takes on the storytelling itself. It's for someone for someone who does not pay attention, you may not notice that the author the author has taken over the storytelling. But if you compare the language, you would realize that the author has taken over the narration, especially when it comes to the historical part. The historical part. And then another talking point about the text is what it represents. Allah is Not Obliged is a historical novel, and it tells the story of the internecine conflict in Sierra Leone and Liberia, the tribal wars, and how people were indiscriminately killed because of the interest of a few. So we read about a whole lot of things, and then the child soldier phenomenon. Well, the child soldier phenomenon is well explored in the text. Birahima, who is the main character or the protagonist of the text, is a child soldier to begin with. So, and we see how child soldiers kill, how those people have been engineered, how those people have been purposed to indiscriminate killing. So the conscience, they do not even have all that. Then through his funeral orations, we also see how some of these children were recruited, how they found themselves in the child soldier army. So it's actually very interesting. And another talking point, yes, another talking point is the impact of religion and superstitions on the average human mind. So that is well explored in the thing. Brahima's mother, for example, has a ulcer. Yes, she has a ulcer. She has a rotting leg. But instead of going to the hospital to get the necessary thing done, even when the doctor recommended the amputation of her legs, our people resorted to believing in superstitions that someone is actually the one responsible for the thing. So that the superstition is there, and they believe that everything that happens to us is ordained by God. And there is this there is this struggle between free will and fate in that text. Ibrahima wants to believe, Ibrahima and the others, they want to believe that God ordained the wars, God ordained the suffering human beings go through in the world, when it's actually apparent, clearly obvious, that some of these things were engineered by men themselves. So you can't put the blame. You can't put the blame on God when you are responsible for what has happened and is happening to you. So that part is also well explored. And the issue of Greece, yes, the issue of Greece, you find you find Gregory men, so people who make dubious people who make bullet deflectors, be bullet deflecting charms for soldiers, for child soldiers and adult soldiers alike. So, and the bullets, when the bullet deflecting charms do not work, you find them coming up with different excuses. And these people are heavily reliant on the belief that there is a charm that deflects bullets. In Yoruba, we call it ayeta. So they are heavily reliant and dependent on the belief that they are, and that's actually not the case. So it's explored a whole lot of things, and even talking about the warlords, we see some of them hiding behind the confines of religion. We see that thin line between monotheism and polytheism. We see how some of them conflate different religions. They are the same people who practice Christianity, the same people practicing Islam, the same people practicing ATR, African traditional religions. So they practice everything together. And then where Birahima is coming from, we also see that is it discrimination against people practicing ATR. So these people, they discriminate against shaman. They discriminate against Gregory men, but they go in the dark of the night. They go under the dark of the night to receive charms from these people, just to show you the level of a religious hypocrisy. So that is another part too. So we follow the trajectory of Berahima's journey from Cameroon to Sierra Leone, to Liberia. Sorry, Liberia first. From Liberia to Sierra Leone, as as he goes on a journey to find his aunt. That's Aunt Mara. So the text is actually very interesting, very interesting. And another talking point is the use of expletives. The use of expletives. You see the boy using expletives without any form of restraint. So you say faforo, so different kinds of swear words, and the repetitive use of Allah is not obliged to make the art. Allah is not obliged to make the art livable for everyone. So you see different kinds of expressions, swear words. I think I find that particularly interesting, given that the boy has been open to the bad influences. So this is what the book is all about. Allah is not obliged, and it's very interesting. I'm going to write a study. I'm going to create a study guide on it. So, and it also looks at the efficacy of causes. Yes, the efficacy of causes on human mind. I think I read it was in Faceless by Ahmadou that I read something about how when a cause finds fertile ground in human mind, how it spreads and establishes itself and all that. So I think that part is also very necessary to discuss how it has that impact on the human mind. We see that a lot in the text. But if you are someone who wants to read about the Liberian Civil War or the Sierra Leonean Civil War, this book is definitely a fictional opening. Yes, it's a fictional opening for whatever you want to learn about the both wars. It's a fictional opening for it. For those of you who have read or who are reading Redemption Road by Elmer Shaw, because, the text I recommended for SSC from 2026 to 2030, you may want to read this text as well, because while Redemption Road focuses on the concept of redemption, how the victims, or let's say survivors of the Liberian Civil War, how they are reintegrated into the society after the war, how they confront their traumas, etc., etc. This particular one focuses on the war itself. It focuses on the war itself. Even in Redemption Road, there is a snap from there is a flashback about a child soldier who kills a pregnant woman. So, but this one would give you raw, would give you everything raw. The war, the wanton killings, the rationale behind them, how some people profited from these wars, the role of ECOMOG, the role of ECOMOG. So this text is actually very interesting, and it's a text I would recommend you read. So when I have the study guide ready, I would probably share with you guys on the space. Thank you.